Hello everyone. So today marks kind of a turning point for my account. I have been for the past month or two working on making money for farming, and I think I now have sufficient funds, assuming that I don't really spend much on anything else, and assuming that I make a little bit of money through various things in the next year as I actually complete farming. So since the last video, I did a little bit more Cerberus, got a few more primordials. I actually got very lucky at Cerberus, and I was about I had 6 primordials and 4.7k kill count when I started doing more Cerb, so I was quite unlucky then. And now I've gotten 14 in 6,000 Cerb, so I'm actually a couple lucky now, which is pretty sweet. So made a decent bit of money from that, and I've been doing Hunter mostly since then, and I'm at 59 mil Hunter right now, and that's probably where I'm going to leave it for a bit. And I've made, I think, 150 or 200 mil off of Hunter. I'm still selling some chins right now, but those are slowly going, and something that I've kind of been wanting to do for the past little while. It's been appealing in my mind ever since I've been, planning to spend, trying to make money for farming and then spend all of my money on farming, is to basically minimize my bank as much as possible. I have, I guess, somewhat of a strong interest in minimalism in my both real life and virtual life, you could say, and I decided to fully apply it to my RuneScape bank today. I did record all of it, and it took probably longer than it should have, but I think I'm just going to start by showing my bank live, and then if I have other things to ramble about, I can show that footage later. So this is my skilling tab, and that's where most things happen, and this tab isn't hugely different than it was in previous bank videos that I've done. Basically, I have farming supplies in the first 3 rows, and then the last 3 rows I have items for whatever other skills I plan to train, which right now is fishing and thieving, and then further down in this tab I have stuff for woodcutting, and also I have my agility stuff here, which is just stuff for Brimhaven. So I have most of the scaling related items that I plan to use for the near future, and the cash stack is looking pretty decent. I still have upwards of 100 mil that's going to be coming in from these chins once they finish selling, so that will be cool. And I need to spend something like 750 to 800 mil more GP on farming right now, so I'm still around 150 mil GP short even after those chins are sold, but it's going to take me another year to finish 200 mil farming, maybe even like 13 or 14 months, because you can get about 70 mil XP a year, or at least that's how much I got in the past year, and I expect that to continue. So yeah, I'm about a year away from 200 mil farming, and I mean, just off of daily battle stabs, it's like 90 mil GP a year, so battle stabs will make up most of the rest of that, and also I plan to do RD nights on my phone whenever I am away from my computer, because that's a convenient thing to do. I can do it when I'm just, commuting or doing other things that I can't really do much else useful during, and that brings in a little bit of GP. And I'm also considering doing one-tick Karambans to 180 mil cooking XP at some point in the maybe near future once the make all update happens, because that will be quick and also a pretty good profit, and that should make up the rest of any more GP that I might need. I don't really have any interest in doing any other skills besides farming that cost money, and other than runecrafting, and I have runecrafting banked in this tab, and also I'm still buying some runecrafting supplies, essence and earth runes, but those will just buy slowly over time, and I have the GP already. Like, I'm not considering that GP part of my stack, or I'd have another like 60 mil or something. So this is the skilling tab, and that's where most things happen. Also, I have the items I need for doing daily bone meal, because I should probably get around to doing that to get the charges I'll eventually need for Slayer and for chinning. So I have some supplies for that. So the next tab is kind of mostly just junk, and also like collections of useless skilling items that I'd rather not have none of in my bank, because if I'm doing fishing and I run to the bank, it's nice to be able to just dump my inventory and not have the leaping fish get in the way, so I just keep them around. And I have all the 5 kg granite blocks that I got from the same thing with mining, and some teak logs, and my lava rune stack, and like buckets of stand, those are automatically deposited to my bank every day, and the buckets and the pots are from doing the daily bone crusher, And I need plant pots for farming because I actually fill my own, or plant my own seeds because I think it's worth the money that you save for it, at least for non-alt. Next tab is for clues, primarily elite clues, because I have generally been doing my elite clues that I get from things like fishing and woodcutting and Cerberus, because I do want to get 200 elites eventually for the sake of completionist. I just don't really want to focus on it, but when I get free elites, it's kind of nice to get them done. So if I ever get 200 elites, I can eliminate a whole load more bank spaces, which will be nice. But I do have some general teleport items in here also, and potions that will be used for other things. This tab is what's left of my Slayer tab, old Slayer and like gear tab and stuff. I sold all of my gear because I don't really plan to use it for a while, but I'm keeping the untradables and that kind of thing. I don't really want to unimbue all those rings because it's kind of collectionist type of stuff. And also, on a similar vein to the items here, it's nice to be able to have all the different doses of the potions I use and be able to just dump them. This is my runecrafting tab, and this is where I have most of 200 mil runecrafting banked, so that's a fair amount of money right there, but I don't plan to ever sell any of these supplies. I plan to eventually use them up, because I do sometime want to finish 200 mil runecrafting. I'm considering maybe doing some more soon, but I haven't really decided. And the last tab is what's left of my completionist / collectionist tab. I got rid of a lot of items that weren't really necessary, and this is what's left. This is basically the stuff that's on the TOTUS list. I have a lot of stuff in my PUH also, so certain items you don't see here, like naval sets, I still have, they're just in my PUH. So that is the entirety of my bank, 256 items right now, and it could be like 200 items if I could get rid of this tab. And if I wasn't a collectionist and didn't really care about these items, then I could eliminate another like 50 items. And this is down from, I think my bank has been as high as 750 items in the past, and it was about 450 or 500 before this vicious cleanout. Another thing I just noticed is that I have a fair amount more soul and blood runes than I really need right now, because I bought some extras for Slayer, but I don't really need that many of them. I just use them for Resurrect Crop for farming, so I can sell these two and get some more money. So my plans going forward from here are to kind of just live a rather simple RuneScape life. When I'm playing the game, I'm planning to do non-viables and really mainly just fishing, agility, and maybe runecrafting and maybe woodcutting, but I'm thinking I'll probably do a lot of fishing and agility. I'll have to see. And thieving whenever I'm AFK. Looks like my red chins finished selling, so that's a little bit more money. And I can get a few mil off of these runes. It's pretty incredible how much money you can find in your bank just lying around if you really do a thorough scouring of it. My process for minimizing this bank was to basically just maybe even mouse over every single item, but just take a look at every single item in your bank and think to yourself, do I use this? Will I use this? And if I haven't used this in a long time, is it very easy to get back? And I mean, it's to a point impractical to, get rid of items that you think you might use unless you really need bank space, but I kind of just enjoy trying to make things as simple as I can. But as far as items that are actually worth money, you can probably end up finding quite a bit of money just kind of lying around in your bank if you've been playing for a while in items that you don't need anymore or don't think or probably won't ever use and that kind of thing, and it's pretty incredible. So that is pretty much what's been going on with me as far as RuneScape is concerned. As I mentioned in my last video, I have started my full-time job now, and I've been working there for a little over 2 weeks. And it's been going pretty well, but of course I can't play nearly as much RS as I could in the months before when I didn't have any job or school to worry about. So I've just been, trying my best to continue playing the game as much as I can, enjoying it, but also making sure that I prioritize more important things. And yeah, so life is very different right now than it has been in the past because I've never worked full-time before. But it's been pretty good overall, and I've kind of started to adjust to the place that I work at, and the people I work with are pretty cool. I know people will ask about the free-to-play Ultimate, and I always go back and forth about that account, but yeah, I'm not playing it right now. I haven't been playing it for a while, and I don't really know if I'll get back to it or not. Sometimes I feel like playing it, sometimes I don't, and lately I've just been really enjoying only worrying about one account. It can be a little bit annoying when you feel somewhat obligated to continue progressing on a secondary account when really I mean, I care about that account, but not nearly as much as my main. And certain skills are just a lot more enjoyable when you don't have anything else you have to do on the side. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. And things like fishing don't really lend themselves well to playing secondary accounts, especially if they're doing anything that isn't highly AFK. So this is just a somewhat quick update about what I've been up to in the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know if there's any certain type of videos you'd like to see me produce. That I've been sort of trying to think of videos that I could make fairly quickly, maybe on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, to just get a little bit more frequent uploads on my channel. But I don't really want to make videos that take a lot of time, because I just don't have a lot of time, and I'd rather spend more time playing RS than spend hours on editing. So if you guys have any ideas for videos you'd like to see from me that you would actually enjoy, that would be primarily just commentary, maybe even while I'm actually skilling, so I don't lose time even while recording the video, then feel free to let me know. Other than that, I'll probably just be streaming here and there on Twitch, not as much as I used to, but probably most weekends I'll get at least 1 or 2 streams in, and maybe once in a while on weekdays. So I'll do my best to stay in touch with you guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you all later.